Kamala Harris is doing the impossible, and I think RFK Jr. needs to immediately steal and implement her strategy. Okay, so this is going to be kind of a different video today, but I think it's really, really important. So I don't know if you have heard this, but Kamala Harris recently had her first presidential rally in Milwaukee. And in this rally, you see her in real time, I believe, discover the slogan that she's going to use over the next couple of months during her campaign. I believe she found it, right? Now, you let me know, but check this out.
To a time when insurance companies had the power to deny people with pre-existing conditions. Remember what that was like? Children with asthma, women who survived breast cancer.
Okay, now I really want you to take a note on the audience's reaction to what she's about to say. Okay, take a note of this.
Grandparents with diabetes. America has tried these failed economic policies before, but we are not going back.
Eruption. Okay, the crowd immediately erupts in response to it. She has somehow it's resonating with the audience, and also it's not just a physical crowd thing. This has already translated online. It's translated into the digital sphere. People just really, really resonate with these words, and look what else happens. So she's already said it the first time. She's already reset it right now. Or she's saying it right now in the middle of this clip. And let's keep going because it's really fascinating.
We are not going back.
Okay.
Not going back. We're not going back. We are not going back.
Okay, that's 5 times already in 10 seconds. And the crowd immediately starts chanting it. Okay. Now, I want to have a broader conversation on why slogans matter. And already when I said that it's already translated into the digital sphere, this is what I'm talking about. Okay? People like Hank Green, yes, he's a liberal, right? But, he has an audience and he even really appreciates the slogan himself. He says, "We're not going back, kicks A." Okay? Now, again, I don't want to talk about, maybe I don't want this to be a video about her politics, her position, her stance, not because we don't know a lot of it, but because I know that in order to reach critical masses of people, most of those people aren't going to be that interested in the details of her policies more than they're interested in being part of a movement. And I know that's sad to say, but I think that's true. Like if you go to any Trump rally, there's so many videos of people out there with microphones saying, "Why are you voting for Trump?" Right? And a lot of those people aren't going to have, great reasons, but it's going to be very two-dimensional, right? It's going to be very surface level, right? In the same way that a lot of people who are for Trump say, "Yeah, make America great again. I like it." Now, I think a lot of people on Kamala's side are going to start saying, "We're not going back," right? I believe "we're not going back" is almost like the perfect antithesis of MAGA, which is making America great again, because MAGA represents, you know what, we actually had it right. We had it right in the past. Let's go do that again. Let's bring the past here. And now the antithesis of "we're not going back" is no. Like we've tried that in the past, and we're not going to be a campaign of the past. We're going to be a campaign of the future, which is "we're not going back." So I do think something interesting is there's something powerful about that vernacular, something very profound about that statement. And I believe it was found in a really organic way. And I think we're still going to be we're in the early stages of it, but I believe we're going to see it more often. Also, this is Kamala Harris's headquarter page on TikTok where she's just posting a bunch of campaign videos. Right now, I don't know if a lot of you guys are following me on TikTok, but I was primarily on TikTok before. I'm primarily on YouTube. But I discuss presidents' campaigns during this video, And I want to show for Trump at this point, I made this video because he had posted once on TikTok. He got 70 million views, 4.6 million followers. Okay. And Kennedy has been on the platform for much longer. He's posted way more videos and he had a solid 1.3 million followers, right? Now he has 1.7, which is great. But President Biden, who was on the platform, or at least his campaign was on the platform, had posted many, many videos and had only had 350,000 followers. Okay. And now Kamala Harris's page has been that page has been rebranded to be Kamala HQ, and it has already skyrocketed over this past couple of days. Now she has over 1.6 million followers there. That's that's wild. But here's why I think that's happening. I do think I do think the slogan has something to do with it. I think there's a virality aspect to this, and I think the slogan is almost just the beginning. So look at these comments. Already 1 hour ago, one of the top comments says, "We're not going back." All right? In the same way that a lot of people for Trump would just said, "MAGA, make America great again." Now you're seeing it happen with Kamala. We're not going back. And this is not a one-off, by the way. This is another video just posted 6 hours ago. Okay? 6 hours ago. Top comment here says, "We are not going back." Okay? And again, I want you to know, not political. This is not political. All right? A lot of these people just want to believe in something. They want to be part of a movement. Okay? Now, you could call it low-hanging fruit. You could say that. Sure. But these are voting Americans. All right? These are people who are going to be submitting their ballots and they're going to check off Kamala potentially. Okay? So that's what's at stake here. And here is another video. Right? Now this is a very anti-Trump type of campaign that she seems to be running. So a lot of these videos are just, Trump says this, da 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 da. But again, look at these comments. Someone else right here, 18 hours ago, we are not going back. So also, this happened today. Kamala Harris just announced that she is going to be on TikTok. She announced this on X and posted this video. She already has 83,000 followers. I mean, sorry, 83,000 views on this one video that was posted minutes ago, and now 30,000 followers. And who knows how many followers she's going to have whenever you're seeing this video. But my guess is she's going to be crossing 100,000 followers very, very soon. I'm just going to refresh this page right now. Let's see what happens. My guess right now is she'll be close to 35. That's my guess. Okay, refreshing.
Madam Vice President, are you on
What?
TikTok?
Well, I've heard that recently I've been on the For You page, so I
Uh,
thought I'd get on here myself.
300,000
Madam Vice President, are you on TikTok?
followers. Wow. Okay. That's astonishing. All right. I'm so happy you have my real-time view. And let's see. Okay, right here again. Not going back. Guys, this is powerful. This is powerful. And again, like I love Kennedy. All right, we talk nothing but Kennedy here. Okay, and the reason I'm bringing up what Kamala Harris is doing is because I think we could take something from her playbook. Okay, right now I don't know if anyone from the campaign watches this. I'm sure Kennedy doesn't watch these, but a lot of supporters do, and I think we could start a conversation that's really powerful. And I believe the conversation is Kennedy needs a one-liner. Okay? Kennedy needs a one-liner. In the same way that Trump has MAGA, Make America Great Again, in the same way that Kamala now has We're Not Going Back, I believe Kennedy needs a one-liner. He needs something. Now, you could argue that he's had some, which is declare your independence, all right, which is fine, I guess, right? I mean, it's important. I agree, but how many people in his comments are saying, "Yeah, let's declare our independence." Let's see. Okay, this is one of his most recent videos, 22 hours ago, and these comments are, "I've gotten used to the voice for real. So have I." Right? He's easily the best candidate. These are really supportive comments. I would absolutely vote for you. RFK all the way. You know what? That sounds pretty good. I believe that could be a potential slogan. All right. But yeah, RFK Jr. is running independent, but none of these are slogans. And I know you're probably thinking, like, oh my gosh, that's not important. But I mean, if I could humor me for a second, I believe it is. I believe it's radically important. And people have been, presidential candidates have been doing this for pretty much all of time, right? This is Reagan. Let's make America great again. Before Trump took it, Reagan had it. And check this out. Even President Biden, oh, sorry. Even President Obama, his slogan, everyone knows what his slogan was back in 2008. But now the reason why it was so important for 2012 is they don't know how to position him again, right? So he had different ones, which is winning the future. We can't wait. An America built to last, an economy built to last, a fair shot, right? So why are slogans important, right? Or yeah, even look at this one. Barack Obama, yes we can, right? Yes, we can. Okay? So also this is this is Kamala's merch right now, right? And I promise you, give this a couple days, a couple more days, you're going to see a lot of merch saying we're not going back, right? And these things are important because they don't just represent a candidate. They represent a movement. They represent a people. They represent a supporter. Now, unless you have something that someone could easily get behind, you're just going to be it's just going to be really really hard to reach that type of virality that Kamala Harris is already establishing. Now again, we've seen some of these already. Like these are Kennedy's mega hats, which is, make Earth great again, which is fine. I think that's I think that's good. I think it could have been great, but in another sense, it looks kind of cheap too. Everyone knows it's just a knockoff of Make America Great Again. And I think that's not even the biggest problem. The biggest problem is that it didn't resonate with people. It didn't stick to the wall when it was thrown. This was thrown and it didn't stick, which is fine. You just need to keep throwing things at the wall to see what does stick. Now, what happened with Kamala is profound because this didn't look forced. It looked like someone whoever wrote her speech just included that moment in there, and the audience reacted in such a way that it erupted the crowd and it erupted all of what's happened online over the past couple hours, over the past day or two, right? So her response time was incredibly fast. And again, I was thinking about this, just I've been thinking about this over the past couple hours. And here's why I think it's so important. In order to be electable, you need to be memorable. Now, I believe Kamala Harris just won something extremely significant right now because we're not going back is extremely memorable. And you know it's memorable by just looking at the comments, by looking at the general conversations that are happening online. Okay. Now, again, I wanted this to be a different type of video. And this is really just because I think Kennedy needs this. And I think he needs our help here. If we want to see Kennedy in the White House, I think he needs to establish some sort of movement, some sort of simplified one-liner that could reach the critical masses, right? And this is a part two of what I said earlier, which is in order to be electable, you need to be memorable. And it goes on to say, and in order to be memorable, you need to be discoverable. Now, I don't believe Kennedy has a discoverability problem right now. I do believe there's something going against him in the mainstream media that is absolutely not helping him, but people know him, right? A significant amount of people know him, but I don't know if he's created anything that's memorable, right? And right here, like I said, in order to be electable, you need to be memorable. All right. Because I just think if you just look at voter psychology, a lot of people will simply vote for who they remember. Okay, when it's time to be at the ballot, you'll 9 out of 10 times you're going to vote for the person whose name you remember, whose moment you remember, whose movement you remembered. All right. Now, the broader conversation here again, I thought of this idea, which is the coffee shop test. Okay, you have MAGA, Make America Great Again. If someone's wearing a MAGA hat or a MAGA T-shirt, okay, let's just imagine these two people. You have someone in a MAGA hat, okay, or a T-shirt, and then you have someone else in a "We're not going back" hat or a T-shirt, right? And let's say the barista says, "Hey, what's that about?" I believe in both of these 2 scenarios, the answers are gonna be pretty simple. They're gonna be very simplified, alright? Someone on the on the MAGA side could say something like, "Well, you know what? I just don't I'm just generally unhappy with where we are right now, and I believe we had it right in the past. So I believe we could make America great again." Okay? Very simplified, right? Nothing too deep, and here, we're not going back. How I see that conversation happening is, well, you know, I'm actually not really interested in experience or in reliving past. I'm more interested in creating a new future. So I'm not interested in America going back. We're not going back, right? A very simplified, condensed version that almost simplifies an entire campaign, right? These simplify the campaign. MAGA. We're not going back. To me, that those two pass the coffee shop test. Okay. So again, right here, declare your independence. Not bad, but I don't think it's stuck. Okay. Same thing with here. Mega. Make Earth great again. Right? Already right there. You see what happened to me? Right? Instead of saying make Earth great again, I almost said make America great again. Why? Because make America great again is already so established. MAGA is so established. So whenever you introduce a new variable, which is slightly different, it doesn't feel it doesn't feel authentic. It clearly is trying to just be a play on words. And I think people could recognize that. And I think that's why you don't get the virality that something like we're not going back got. Okay. Now, here was my idea. Again, I'm not good at this. I agree with you. You're probably looking at these and say, "Yeah, those probably suck." Okay, but I do think we're on the same team here. Now, these are just some ideas that I had as to for potential slogans that could be adopted in the future. Now, again, I agree. These are probably bad, but I do think what's more important is creating a conversation that allows these ideas to breathe, because I don't think I'm gonna have the best idea, but I think I could create a space for those ideas to exist, which is, in the public forum that is the comment section. So if you have a good idea that something could be that this campaign could potentially use, utilize, mobilize a new generation of people or a new army of people online in the same way that We're Not Going Back does, in the same way that MAGA does, I think that'd be really great. I desperately think that RFK Jr.'s campaign needs something like this, and I don't think it's too late. I really believe that I believe that there's to so much time until the election for movements like these to really strike a chord with audiences. So these are just some ideas that I had, which is let's build the future. Simple, forward looking. Unlike MAGA, which is make America great again, let's go to the past. No, 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 no. Let's focus on the future. Let's focus on the future. Even we're not going back. I think there's some sort of hint of distaste, right? But something like let's build the future. It's just forward thinking. To me, that makes sense. Or something like how about the new? Again, these aren't good, but these are just ideas. I also personally like time for the new. All right, we had a Biden Harris administration. How about time for the new? Okay, we had a Trump administration. I believe it's time for the new. I think that works, right? Like, I'm RFK I'm RFK Jr., and I believe it's time for the news, so I'm running as an independent. Whoa. If I saw that on a video, immediate retweet. Immediate. Okay? Or let's create the new, let's create the future. These are just ideas. Anyways, I wanted this conversation to exist here. So that's why I'm making this video. I know it's probably not what you were expecting from me, but I do think this conversation's important and I think it could have a lot of impact. Anyways, what do you think about all this? I'd love to hear your perspective. And yeah, let me know what you think about this. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching and listening. I appreciate your time so much and I really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you'd like to support what we're building here, please like and subscribe. It means a lot and it really helps us out. And if you want to see even more content from me, make sure to follow me on Instagram. I'm going to be sharing a lot more on there. Thank you so much. Have a great day and I'll see you next time.